Let's do that much again by memory. It's just a repeated pattern. Now triplets, women.
When you're with your friends, doing what you love, at that moment, there's nothing like it. No cares in the world.
Greetings, my brothers.
At that moment, it's about one thing.
Then together.
This.
Watch me, man.
Music is such a powerful source for human justice.
These friends are more like family, and this family is about to take a road trip. They're about to go where they're not wanted. Who would want to do that? The Seattle Men's Chorus and Seattle Women's Chorus.
Wow, what a view. Moose on left. Moose on left, 9 o'clock. That's a lesbian moose.
My boyfriend's a bit nervous. He's brought it up many times. He's nervous about us going, and he...
Nervous because...
Well, 2 words, Matthew Shepard. We're not loved everywhere. And not many places in the country are like Seattle. There's nervousness just about our safety, and are there going to be some people who want to wish us not well?
Oh, here they are. The famed couple.
Glad to see you. Hi, honey, you get a hug. Glad to see you.
Welcome, welcome, hi.
But I just keep reassuring my boyfriend, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
They were fine when the chorus toured Spain, France, England, Australia, New Zealand. But now they are headed to foreign territory.
Yeah.
They're touring America. America's rocky states, the red states.
One more round, boys. Let everybody hear you. 1 for your mothers and 2 for your teachers and 3 for the pretty boys in a row.
First of all, I just love the idea of getting on a bus with 40 other people and just tooling around in the United States on back roads and visiting small towns and cities throughout the Northern Rockies. I just love to do that.
We are part of Seattle Men's Chorus, and we are doing a tour across 4 of the northwestern Rocky states. And so we're stopping here sort of as a breather to collect our energies and go on to Billings, Montana, and then Bozeman, Helena, and then back to Salt Lake City for a final triumphant concert. Now, how many people here in the audience came in here not knowing that we were gay? Well, there's usually one hand. Was it the rainbow on the poster that gave it away?
Lots of gay men and women who grow up in these states end up leaving because there's no support system for them here, or a lack of support. And many of them move to Seattle.
Leslie. Jane.
Hello, I'm Robert Samuelson. I've been a member of the chorus for 20 years.
Hi, I'm Joe Farmer from Kennett, Missouri. I've been a member for 17 years.
I'm Mike Hathaway. I'm from West Seattle, and I've been in the chorus since it started.
My name is Jenny, and I sing first soprano with Seattle Women's Chorus.
I'm Ken Lassard. I'm a lower bass. I'm an auditor for a school district in Washington.
I'm Terry Anderson. I work in the King County Jail Library.
Hi, I'm JD. I'm a lawyer from Microsoft.
My name is Kate Ware. I work for University of Washington as a web developer.
Ted Scott. I own and operate a truck driver training school, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
I've got chocolate in my mouth. And what do you want me to answer? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Now, if we could get you guys to spread out. Ensembles and percussion should be down here to start. Now, guys, hold it. Go right up there to your left. That way to your left. Figure out how to come down here without going into the balcony. We're going to raise the lid now.
When we sing at Yellowstone Old Faithful Lodge, we'll sing "This Land Is Our Land." And from California to the New York Island. We're not going to sing anything that says specifically we're gay, you know, we're queer, we're here, that sort of thing. And, you know, who knows how it will affect somebody standing there, some family or some tourist.
I think it's a lot of courage to stand up there and let everybody know what your sexual orientation is. To me, I give them a big round of applause for doing something like that. And who cares? They're great singers. That's the best part.
And we're all Americans.
Those members who either lived here or were born in the Northern Rockies, I hope that it brings them a sense of pride and maybe just a sense of completion in their life, that they've come back home as a gay man or lesbian and sung here to family and friends.
Smokey Jackson is a first tenor. He'll sing to his father and mother and grandmother in Pocatello, Idaho. He came out to his family when he was 15.
Mom turned and looked at me and she goes, "Are you really?" "Yeah." "Oh, I kind of wondered." And, you know, moms, they say really no before you're able to tell them, and she really did. And she went in and woke up Dad and told him that I had something to tell him. And so he came out of the bedroom and I told him.
You need to know something about Smokey's dad, Rusty.
When I was growing up in school, I didn't want nothing to do with the gay community. I hated them. Okay. And that was, I go out of my way to pick fights with him. And when he comes in, I went into the living room and he said, "Dad, sit down, I got something to tell you." I was like, "What now?"
So, are you still going to come to Billings and want to go to dinner tonight?
Julie Armitage is a soprano. She'll sing to her father in Billings, Montana.
Okay, tomorrow night's fine.
She always knew.
Okay. That I liked girls.
7 years into her marriage, she knew she couldn't live a lie anymore. She was tired of trying to fit in.
After that separation and that divorce and joining the chorus, I started to discover who I really was. And for a long time, I lived very quiet, very shy, very afraid of the world. And now I'm not.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something.
I don't know what happened. It's like I was rebirthed or something, you know. It's like, I don't know. It's like the little bud was already there and it just needed some watering. I don't know. And I guess the chorus was my, you know, water and food, and I grew and I blossomed into somebody I'm really proud of, somebody that my mom would be proud of.
Julie's mom, Harla, died 12 years ago. Harla's soulmate was with her in the hospital when the time came.
And then it ended with my mom, you know, being in the hospital, you know, totally incapacitated in a coma. And, you know, I'm sitting there with the doctors and they're looking at me, and it's like, no, you really should be looking at my mother's partner of 18 years, not me, the daughter. I'm just, you know, here because this is my mom, but the person that needs to be making these decisions is her partner, not me. I'm just really, really looking forward to, you know, the day that we don't have to worry about those kinds of things. You know, that if I choose to get married to a woman, I will be able to. And if I'm on my deathbed, you know, the doctors will look to my partner to make those decisions, not, you know, the way that it's supposed to be.
Okay, love you, Dad. Bye. Dissolve, stand by A, roll A, bring up A, stand by QT.
Let me hear it quietly without Paul.
Bring up 2
Do. 1, 2, 3, and.
Stand by, camera 1.
Okay, so I'll have you guys just, we're going to start the show in a minute, so.
Bring it up, cure. Here's a preview for you.
In a non-traditional, groovy split level. Oh, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
I love you, Tom.
These are simpler times for second tenor Tom Carlisle.
Up until I came out, I was living a lie. Oh, no, I'm not gay. I just haven't found the right girl yet. All the excuses in the world, and yet I was absolutely miserable inside. Even being in the church, going to a religious school, I still felt all along that I was living a lie. And then at night I would sneak out and go to the gay bars. And I had such turmoil inside. I would cry every day in our little chapel we had there, just cry my heart out. And I finally had to tell someone, and they prayed for me, they laid hands on me, tried to cast out the demons of homosexuality. But I finally said enough is enough, and I quit, and I came out, and I joined the chorus. I was 23, and the chorus became my family.
Your prison is walking through this world all alone.
Thank you.
You'll take your tickets.
Okay, X, 1 count 10. Okay, you're going to be in the center of this upper section. Center of the upper section here, okay? There'll be someone inside to help you.
I'm Trinity. I'm from Billings too. And we just wanted to say that we really like the show and we like the message of the show.
I have a couple gay friends.
Yeah,
One flaming.
Yeah.
And I know, sometimes I think it's hard for him because there's
I
not
don't know.
so Billings.
But I mean, I don't know. I think he's just one of those people who doesn't care what people think. Yeah.
We're very much like a church in that we are drawn together and believe in common that we have worth as gay men and lesbians, and we want to go out into our world and tell other people about that, especially a world that tends to be antagonistic toward us, and in some areas more so than others, like the Northern Rockies.
I'm loving it. I thought a concert would be kind of stuffy. This is fun. And when the guys sing straight guys, that's so important to build a bridge to our straight friends, and they're here too, so. This is full of good energy. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and it's really exciting to see something like this. I'm happy so many people came.
Dave Christensen admits he rarely gets out, and so?
One chance a year to meet other gay people, and I'm available. I've got an F-150 pickup with a camper on it if there's anyone out there that likes the way I look.
Your picture.
Is this where you'd like a group picture, or this will give you the best view of the glacier? Down there for a group photo.
Oh, it's beautiful. The gorgeous mountain range and the Tetons.
How do you like it?
Squinty?
1, 2.
I can't anymore.
Can't keep my eyes open anymore.
I can't hide there, but I can't keep it for you.
I've got your memory, or has it got me? I really don't know, but I know it won't let me be. I've got your class ring that proved you care, and it looks the same as when you gave it, dear. The only thing different, the only thing new. I've got these little things. She's got you.
And I just wanna be close to you. You make me feel so
Every time one of the choruses sings, there's someone in the audience, at least one, whose life is changed because of the words we sing about.
We've got to stand our ground. No hate, no violence, not in our town.
Just the harmony and the togetherness.
It's amazing. I'm just like tears pouring down. I want to say thank you because I'm just starved for this kind of thing. And
It might shed a different light on a different lifestyle that, sorry, straight guys don't understand, especially from Montana.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
In Pocatello, Idaho, the chorus can't help wonder, will they be welcomed?
My name's Bill. I'm John's partner.
His first time watching the chorus.
No, I haven't seen it before. It was wonderful. I wish more things would come to Pocatello like this.
It kind of reminds me, I guess, of the first time I was actually at a gay pride event, which was in Long Beach, California. And I stepped out into the street, and I looked down the street, and the thousands and thousands of people, and it just was like, these are my people. And it was the same feeling tonight. God, I wasn't going to do this. But anyway, it just, these are part of my people, and I don't know, it was just really touching, and it was exciting. The vocal, the harmonies, the show was great. It was amazing. It was so cool.
Pocatello threw me for a loop. The first song was the joint number, and I had tears coming, not just in my eyes, but coming down my cheeks during it, which totally threw me for a loop. And part of it was the lack of crowd. It seemed to make it feel like it's important, even if it's for these, and there was certainly maybe 300, 400 people there, but it's important for them.
Smokey's father picks up where he left off, telling the story of when he first found out.
I went into the living room and said, Dad, sit down, I got something to tell you. I was like, what now? 15,
Thought he was in
trouble or something. He says, I'm gay. I just sat there and I thought about it. A lot of different emotions ran through me. And he's my son. He's no different. No different now than he was when he was born, what he was a minute ago. And all I could say to him is wear protection. Because AIDS is a killer. And I've supported him ever since because he is my son. And I do love him, and I don't care if he is gay or not because he is my son. And that's just the way it works for us.
That's the way it is.
He's got a beautiful singing voice. I mean, enough to make the angels cry when he sings. He's just absolutely fantastic. The choir tonight was the best that I've ever seen or ever heard. I love both the ladies' choir and the men's choir. That was just awesome. And I walked away with something more than just music tonight. A little more appreciation for the community, a little more appreciation for what you're going through. Because some of the rights in this country that you have are being taken away from you, and that angers me to no end. Because I know they're not treating you like human beings, they're treating you like cattle, and it just angers me because they're doing it not only to you, but they're doing it to my son. And because they're doing it to my son, it makes me mad.
In Idaho, the chorus learns some people don't want them there.
Well, we were trying to get up posters to advertise the concert, and my daughter went to the Idaho Falls Library.
I got the posters and I began to deliver them.
She went back 2 or 3 days later and the poster was not there.
Isn't it funny that you notice this when a gay poster is going to be put up? And he says he's going to take all of them down.
So she went to the newspaper and talked to them, and miraculously the poster appeared.
The posters have been taken down at grocery stores. Flat out prejudice. In our community, there's a lot of hate.
When we did a show in Spokane, one of our first shows that we ever did in Spokane in the early 90s, we had bodyguards out at the theater. Not, protecting our every move, but at the theater there were some extra security guards. So I really don't think it's necessary. I'm an optimist. I believe that the world has evolved, and I choose to believe that.
across the 5 states on this 9-day tour, not one protest. Matthew's boyfriend doesn't have to worry.
There has not been, from anything I've heard or experienced, not a lick of trouble or problems with any negativity at all.
My name is Pamela Elver. I live up near Red Lodge, Montana, and I'm a waitress. And I was working there today, and I was very busy and very crabby, and this group of women came in, and they sat in the corner, and they incited me to friendliness. And it was like one of the most amazing transitions I've seen in myself in a long, long time. And by the end, we were all fast friends, although I only knew Mary, the macho chick who rode a motorcycle, by name. The other ones were all like, okay, we left you enough tip to pay for a ticket for the show tonight.
But what really struck me was the other day, after our Billings concert, I was at the reception at the art gallery, and I was talking with Lisa, who helped with the videotaping. She was in the back of the auditorium, and she was telling us there were 3 guys sitting there, and one obviously had AIDS. He was just skin and bones. And see, I kind of removed myself from all this because there are cocktails now and people live a lot longer. And she was telling the story of the 3 guys were sitting there, and it came the time where we had to put on our red ribbons for the Civil War hymn. And when we did that, they all kind of embraced each other. Sorry. And my reaction, like now, I was surprised. And Lisa started crying, and I just felt so blessed to be around so much love and to be a part of this chorus and a part of this big family that I have. We can't forget about AIDS. There's still people dying.
It's easy to sing when you're smiling. Try singing when you have tears rolling down your face. Brooke Stanford has.
It was just heart-wrenching. But singing through tears is what we do.
When you've been singing as long as Brooke has with the Seattle Men's Chorus, now 24 years, when you've lost as many friends to the AIDS crisis, the tears flow, the music soars.
And we were singing at funerals, almost every month for someone. And these weren't just passing acquaintances. These might have been people that stood next to us or shared a room with us on a tour. I mean, they were friends, they were close people who shared our vision, and we lost them.
This chorus has lost 101 members.
In October of '95, we lost, I think, 5 members in 10 days. Just right before the cocktail came out at the beginning of '96.
And every time I think of him, I just can't keep from crying, 'cause he was a friend of mine.
Well, I remember around 1983, 84, we started losing guys. and it was very difficult. And at that time, I was paranoid. Any bruise I got or any funny little thing I had on my arm, oh my God, that's a legion.
That is because there's a large body of members of the chorus, about a little bit more than 10% of the men, including myself, who are HIV positive.
'Cause I never had too much money, and I never quite been satisfied. But he was a friend of mine.
How long have I been positive? Over 20 years. And the range of longevity of seroconversion within the chorus is anywhere from a couple of years to well over 20, like myself. Of the 80 guys that we have on tour, 75 to 80 guys we have on tour, there's at least 10 of us who are positive. And we all thrive to varying degrees. And so for us, chorus is about finding purpose, mission, reason, inspiration.
When I first became the conductor in 1981, I think that the feeling then was that we're out and proud and singing, and it was a time of partying and celebrating gay liberation. And that lasted for a few years until AIDS hit. And then for a good 10 years, that really sort of completely colored our experience of who we were and what we sang about, what our concerts were like to some degree. And now with the advent of all the treatments available and the fact that the AIDS epidemic, while not over, is not as prevalent as it was, for a while I think we lost our mission a bit because there was nothing to really fight about or sing about after that pandemic. Now, however, in the last few years, especially since George Bush has been in the presidency, we're finding that sense of mission again very strongly, because the religious right, in my opinion, has locked on to gay rights as their central cause right now, if not just for raising money, but to stir up the voters. And the issues of gay adoption, gay marriage, gay civil rights on, in the legislature, that type of thing, is really the rallying call that a lot of conservatives use. So we've, I think, found our focus again. 10 years ago, people were thinking, you know, what's the purpose of a gay and lesbian chorus? Is it just going to fade away? I mean, there's nothing, you know, what are we out there for? We're no longer a novelty, we're not new. But I think we have a greater sense of purpose now than we did even 25 years ago.
The next night out of the darkness, a cinder block was hurled. It shattered Isaac's window and the boundaries of his world.
Us pushing for greater acceptance and rights, and the political right in our country fighting against that. And the choruses are cultural ambassadors, cultural warriors, who are out there singing in front of thousands of people and putting a face on the gay community, and I think changing hearts as they do that.
Maybe we should get married. What do you say? When are you available? I'm available.
This is the anti-marriage amendment, pledging your support to stop.
Jim East is with the Idaho Votes No campaign to stop the anti-marriage amendment, hoping to change hearts and minds. He's hoping to do that during intermission.
Idaho's a pretty conservative state, and it's going to be hard for us to defeat this. So there's both very passionate feelings on both sides of this issue. As people begin to realize personal stories, and they see events like the Seattle Men's and Seattle Women's choruses come and hear these stories and meet people that, oh, this is not just some theoretical thing that happens somewhere else. These are people in my neighborhood. These are my friends, my family that are affected by these kind of rulings and decisions that, you know, my partner can't get health insurance because he can't get on my health insurance. And to buy it, it's cost prohibitive. When he had a neck injury, we went to the hospital and they tried to keep me out of the emergency room because because I wasn't legally related, and yet we had wills and powers of attorney, durable powers of attorney in hand. They said, doesn't matter. These kinds of things are wrong, and they have to be stopped. And the choruses, telling stories and touching people's hearts and opening people's minds, is such a great tool to make that happen. And we are so grateful when the chorus comes to rural places like Idaho and as well as Montana and all over that where these battles are being fought. We need the help, and we are so grateful for it.
The way Jim sees it, it has never been more important than now to share the vision of this chorus. Going into this election year, no better time to find that common humanity to make the right decisions.
Didn't we find the ecstasy? Didn't we share the daylight? When you walked into my life.
Everyone's talking about how special this one is because it's so mission driven, and it's mission work, the chorus mission, and it's very special to all of us.
One of the ladies shook my hand and said, "We really need you here." And I just feel we're on such a great mission here, and we're touching so many lives, and our work is very important. So that was just one moment of many during this trip.
Oh, my mom. Oh, my mom would be so happy for me. She would be happy for me because I found myself, I found out who I am, and I'm happy, and I'm in love with an amazing woman, and I'm singing.
Julie's father traveled 1 hour from Livingston to see her perform in Billings.
He liked it, he enjoyed it, he was glad that he came. It was good. He's my dad. I mean, he's a man of few words, so, I knew he was proud of me.
As soon as the show was over,
We went home. I was really nervous. I was really, really nervous, and I wanted to do a really good job. I wanted him to be proud of me, and I think we did okay.
And even on this trip, and especially on this trip, but I always know that something magical is going to happen, something unusual, something more than memorable, something almost transformational will happen. And I can't afford to miss that.
We now bring our program to a close. We hold in our hearts all those that have gone before us, brave women and men who dare dream a day when we will be known for who we are, not judged for whom we love.
the Seattle Men's Chorus and Seattle Women's Chorus will always remember this summer, the summer they took their music to the Rockies, to the Red States.
It's not about us, it's about all of us, and that's what is so magical.
To sing the heart and soul of this majestic nation, we take the Northern Rockies for our inspiration. From Salt Lake City, Helena to Pocatello, the music rings from Jackson Hole to Monticello.
For 9 days, they shared their passion for beautiful music and social justice. They sang, knowing they could open hearts and change minds. Songs of freedom rolled across the Rockies. The ripple effect, maybe they'll never know all the lives they've touched, but they do know how this tour has affected them.
This land is our land.
As I read the daily paper, I'm more and more amazed at a world that once was easy to define. For today I read a warning on this balmy summer morning of June 28th, 1969. It says here, whenever you see a homosexual walking by, give him a smile and wave and call a cheery hi. Don't degrade him as you may usually do. Don't forget that homos may have feelings too. Whenever you see a pair of lesbians in the street, say howdy do or something equally sweet. Don't revile them or otherwise criticize, or you may be in for a little surprise. It seems that there's an inn with homos within, a charming, adorable place, unassuming and quiet. But last night when the police came to establish some peace, the charming, adorable customers started a riot. So when you see two women walking arm in arm, don't give them any cause to feel alarm. Don't throw rocks and bellow, hey, you lumberjack. 'Cause the lesbians and gays are fighting back. Smile and say hello to any homo that you see on the street.
Okay, that's a wrap.
That's good.